wiser than before. We are the old people, we are the new people, we are the same people, wiser than before.
The missing piece, practicing imperfection. There's a beautiful story by Shel Silverstein called The Missing Piece. In the story, an almost perfect circle that feels incomplete goes on search to find the piece that will complete it. Well, eventually it finds its missing piece, but it does not feel happy or fulfilled at all. It moves so fast that it can no longer appreciate all the life that it is surrounded by, and it can no longer sing its little song. So it lays down the piece that completed it, and once again sets off on its journey, singing its little song. There is a fear that haunts so many of us. It's certainly taken its toll on me over the years. This is the fear of criticism. It can squeeze the life out of us and stop us doing whatever it may be that we want and need to do in life. I've often been held by it myself. Less so today, but it still lingers. I suppose it's part of being human. I was talking with a friend recently who had driven herself almost insane in her attempts to prepare perfectly for a new job. She was terrified that she would not be able to do it. I met with her the night before. I could see she was shaking with anxiety. She began to talk, and as we talked, the anxiety began to settle down as we shared experiences. By the time she left me, she was feeling much better. She had an early night and a good night's sleep and began the new job the very next day. Now, the conversation brought to mind similar experiences in my life. A friend recently reminded me that I vowed I would never drive. Truth be told, I only actually learned because I had to do. Now, I could come up with 1,001 reasons why I never learned, but the truth is I was terrified. I never thought I would have the right kind of coordination. Not true, it turned out. I got there in the end. It was a hard slog, a painful slog, but I got there in the end. I remember when I was learning, I drove myself almost mad with anxiety as I got ready to begin my lesson. Each week I tried a different pair of shoes or trainers, the ones that would give me the best feel on the clutch. After about 10 weeks, I reckon I stumbled upon the perfect ones. Truth be told, on reflection, I'd probably just about learned about clutch control at this time. And each week I would spend an hour in prayer and meditation trying to get over the anxiety, which never really subsided. And the only real cure was walking in the park and connecting to life. After about 20 weeks, the fear seemed to subside as I found I could actually handle the car. And I did eventually pass my test and been driving for over 4 years now. I'm never going to be Sebastian Vettel, but I can drive. I stuck at what I needed to do. I found the courage to keep on going, despite my fear and error-strewn early days. The biggest difference about my life today compared to the first 30-some years is that I have faith and courage. I have found that something that sustains and holds me and guides me despite my doubt and fear. I can practice imperfection, incompleteness these days. There is far less fear of criticism of others. I have learnt to practice imperfection. I have learnt to do what I can, however falteringly. I am ruled far less today by the perceived criticism of others. I have learnt that it's okay to be imperfect. In fact, I would suggest it's rather lovely. It makes us fully human. No aspect of life is perfect. I do wonder where this drive, this need to be perfect comes from, this need to escape our humanity. Maybe that's exactly where it does come from. Maybe it's an aspect of that drive to somehow transcend our humanity. And I'm reminded here of the text from Genesis 1. When God looks at his creation, he does not suggest that it's perfect. He sees that it is good. Some translations suggest that it means fit for purpose. Now this fascinates me. I believe it suggests that perfection is not part of natural life, and yet we so often cripple ourselves in our attempts to strive for it, to prove ourselves worthy of life. We forget that to be imperfect is to be incomplete, and there's nothing wrong in this. That's to be fully human. To be incomplete simply means that we've not yet created the perfect circle. And thus we can roll through life singing and enjoying all that is life with all that is life. We can journey together in love in our perfect imperfection. I believe that by practicing imperfection, we can bring ourselves closer to one another and encourage one another to be all that we can be. Imperfectionism gives us the courage to be all that we can be. I believe that perfectionism is a manifestation of selfishness. It's all about the individual, whereas imperfectionism draws us out of ourselves and encourages us to encourage one another to be whatever we can. You never know. We may end up doing more than we ever dreamed was possible, for the good of ourselves and for the good of all. I invite you now to join with me in a few moments of prayer. Let us pray. Holy One, known by many names, Creator, Sustainer, Redeemer, you make your presence known to us in the illuminations of life, in the dance of the flame, and in the lingering embrace of a trusted one. Fill us this day with your warmth, your power, your strength. Help us to see our lives with a freshness born of the Spirit. Lift up the blessings, the loved ones, the ones we treasure for simply being themselves, the ones we laugh with, the ones who teach us to trust ourselves. Hold close the ones who are ill this day, those who feel the discouragement of the body. Stand by those who know their time is limited. Fill them and us with courage, with peace. Gracious One, release us from our burdens. We bring the memories of the past, times when we fell short, times when we were hurt. We have fear, worries of what will be and how we will make do. We get carried away with small concerns, the daily issues that press upon us. Help us to let go. Free us from inner bonds. We look at ourselves, the advantages we have been given, the opportunities that we have seized. Fill us, O God, with a sense of gratitude for the gifts that are ours. Knowledge, skills, and hard-won insights. Not just to give back, to reach out, sharing our talents, our riches, and ourselves with those who are discouraged, disheartened, or simply unaware, with the young, the dispossessed, the elderly. Gracious God, grab our attention. Seize us with the brightness of the day, with the miracles of life itself, that we might be filled with new passion, new resolve, heeding your quiet call to take the next step. Amen.
We are the old people. We are the young people. We are the same people, wiser than before. We are the old people, wiser than before.